Hey, welcome back to the channel, everyone. So one of the big topics on the new servers right now is how to level up fast. Once you've completed your rift anchors and you've taken down the first few monoliths, the next challenge is going to be hitting 50. But that can be a pain, especially since most of the content stops at level 30 in the first phase. So after trying out all the different methods, I thought I'd share the top 3 ways to speed through phase 1 and reach level 50 quickly. And as a bonus, each of these methods are also going to help you rack up a ton of energy links. I'm already sold out in the first 2 towns and I'm working through the final vendor stock right now. So first I want to say that the best way to level initially is to focus on completing the quests and commissions. But this isn't part of the top 3. Those are reserved for what you want to do after you finish the spider boss. Although if you join late and you have a friend already in steel, you can definitely jump in sooner. I leveled 2 of my buddies today from level 10 to 20 in about 30 minutes, and then it was probably another 30 minutes to take them up to like 25, so it goes pretty fast. So let's get started. So the first method is probably one of the best in the game, although it does start to lose its effectiveness once you get into the mid-30s. So you can either continue with it or you can switch to one of the other methods at that point. In this method, we're going to be running the Securement Silo, which is just north of Greywater Camp. So click M and you go up to Greywater Camp. You'll see the camp is right here, and then just north you're going to find the Securement Silo Phi. Now the mobs here are level 25 and they drop a good amount of acid. So this is also going to double as a great acid farm. And you can also run this solo if you're comfortable with level 25 content, but it's best done in a group because you can do it a lot faster. So you can put together a group for Phi and label it like Farming XP, or if you have Hive members, you can grab those to join in. It should be pretty simple to get. So to do this, we're basically going to run through the dungeon as usual, so until we reach the final boss area. Now, inside the boss area, there's going to be 5 pods that spawn a mob every few seconds. And this is basically going to continue indefinitely until you decide to destroy the pods. So here's the trick. Once you enter the room, you're going to want to run past all the pods to kind of wake them up. Then you're going to head back towards the doorway. So this is where we're going to funnel all of the mobs. So we're going to stand just outside the doorway, and we're going to use whatever weapon you prefer. I personally found the sniper with unstable bomber works great because you can do headshots pretty easily as they kind of funnel through, and then the headshots will explode and it'll do damage to everything else. So I found it, doing solo, because my friends really weren't doing a lot in a lot of this, though they were low level and I was leveling them up as well as myself. But essentially I was able to kind of keep up with how many mobs, because they keep coming and they keep coming. So what you'll do is you're basically just going to kill and kill until either your weapons get destroyed or you run out of ammo, and then every once in a while you run in, grab all your loot, and then run back out. And then once you're finished, you can hit escape and you can leave the dungeon. So that's essentially it, and the experience just racks up. This is one of my favorite farms to get you going, but it does slow down as you hit the later 30s, which brings me to my next farming method. So the next farming method is the good old salt farm. Now I like to think of myself as somewhat of a salt baron on my server. So this method is the best if you've got other things to do, because it's not very fast, but it is passive. So what you do here is basically you set up as many stoves as you can. You can set up 15. I've knocked some down because I needed to set up the next method and I wanted to show you guys everything. So let's just pretend that there's 15 stoves here, which is what I had going for like the longest time. So you set up as many stoves as you can, and then you want to place your base near the sea. So you can see we're right over here by the sea. And then whenever you need to step away from the computer, basically you're just going to walk over here, you're going to go to the water, and then you're going to press G, and then go do whatever you have to do. When you come back, you'll have tons of water on you, because this basically just keeps going forever. Now, I will give you a tip. if you have deviants to run around, they may push you into the ocean and you can come back dead. I have had deviants take my life before. So just be careful. That's why I now make sure that I farm water away from the base a little bit. But essentially, once you're done doing that, you're going to go to each one of these stoves. You're going to hit F, and then you're going to put in the salt. So you'll click on salt, you slide it over, and then you're going to craft. Now, each one of these, as you see, is going to pay 89 experience. So you're going to pull it off, and you're going to pop some more up. Now, each one takes 8 minutes, so the entire farm is going to be about 42 minutes long. And then if you have like 15 stoves, you're going to get basically around 7k XP every time you complete a set. So this method pairs really well if you're like doing other stuff within the world, or for the most experience, you would want to farm like the boss. So what I would do is I would set up a farm to do the level 30 boss, the spider boss, and I would essentially get all of this stuff going, get it cranked out, go do the boss, queue up for that, do the boss for like 45 minutes, because the boss runs are, you know, under 5 minutes, and you're getting like 2,500 experience per run, so it's super fast leveling. And then when you're done, you pop back here, you say, hey guys, I need to repair, get some, you know, some bullets, and then you come back, boom, you pull it all off. So, you know, like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, just a ton of experience, all passive while you were going about your game. Then you just load them back up, get your bullets and repair, so you're not a liar, and then come back and then start farming the boss again. And again, this is great, but it does take a long time. And if you are farming the boss, which is really charging it up and making it quicker, the issue with that is eventually the boss also is going to stop paying that much XP because you start to out-level it. So that is where the third method comes in. Now, the third method is essentially the same as the salt method, only instead we're farming charcoal. So over here, this is less of a passive way to do it because the charcoal is going to go really fast. So what you do here is basically you're going to go farm a lot of wood. So what I would do is instead of having your base at the sea, now you're taking your base over to the woods. And then what I would do is I would go, and if you have this food right here, canned seafood, which gives you a chance to get 66%, 666%, or 6,666% yield bonus for the final strike while logging, you're going to get wood really fast. So you log up, you know, spend like 5-10 minutes, come back with like tens of thousands of wood, and then essentially, and this is the same thing, I have to break down these kitchens. I only kept them up to do this video, but I'm going to be breaking these down, and I have 5 of these solar generators. Each of them is 15 watts. Each of these is 5 watts each, so I can have 3 per, so that's 15, so I can have 15 of them. And then I would come in here, just like I was doing the other thing, now I'm doing charcoal. And why is this better than salt? Because each one of these is still going to give us 89 experience each, and you can see I just cut down some logs, but we're still going to get 89 experience each, just like we did with the salt. Only now when you do 99 of them, instead of taking 8 minutes, now I have the mimetic to make this go faster, so it's going to take 40 seconds per instead of 8 minutes per. So that cuts it down to less than 5 minutes. So essentially, if I have a full set here, like this is 3.5 minutes, and it's going to net me around that same 500 each. And if I have 15, that's like 7,000 experience every 5 minutes. That is what you use to go from 40 to 50, or your 30s into 50s. Again, you have a little bit of a setup because you need to farm the logs, but if you have that food that makes it go a lot quicker, that's going to be your best bet. And then if you're stationed in a forest, essentially you load them all up, you go farm for 5 minutes, you come back, you load them all up and take them off, go back and farm for 5 minutes, and then boom, you get to 50 quick. So as a bonus, once you're done gathering your salt or charcoal, you can sell them to vendors in town for 100 a stack, and you'll have tons of these, easily capping your 150k energy links for the week. So here's a quick tip that I didn't know until just today. Essentially, you can bulk sell by hitting S to select, and then you can click on each one and it'll add it to the thing. What I was doing before this is I was right clicking on it, scrolling all the way over, and then clicking OK to sell each one, and it was taking me forever to the point where I started throwing the stuff on the ground because it wasn't worth it. And I literally threw away easily over 100K worth of energy links worth of stuff. So now I know about this S, and then someone blew my mind. They said if you press X, it highlights everything, and then you can just uncheck the things you don't want to sell, which in my case is going to be a lot less. So here you can see, boom. That's another 6,000, and that's not even like a full pool off of the limited amount of stoves that I have. So this is another great way that you can make a ton of money, and you will cap out at all 3 vendors and have 150K, which then you can go out and you can buy your your gravel and your goes, your harvest, your backpack extension, your chef's knives, your electronics grabber, like everything. You'll have money to buy that from all the people. So those are the top 3 methods that I've found from the community to level up to 50 the fastest in the first phase. Let me know in the comments if you've tried any of these methods or if you have some of your own. Now, I'd recommend doing the silo method soon because I can see it getting nerfed in the future. A lot of games cut the experience from any type of unlimited spawn mobs. Here we get both loot and experience infinitely. So definitely want to try that out like sooner than later because could totally see that going away shortly. So thanks for watching, everybody. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing for more great Once Human content. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.